Our final segment here on Offside Sports, brought to you by Turtlebox Audio. Live free, listen louder. Find their amazing lineup of outdoor Bluetooth speakers, turtleboxaudio.com. And a big thank you to Paul Teran, everybody at 84 Lumber in Otay Mesa, California, who supplied us with the building materials for our brand new set. Reach out to Paul for all your building questions and needs. Paul.Teran, T-E-R-A-N, at 84lumber.com. Before we get to the GOTS, gist of the show, again, a special shout out to everybody behind the scenes here at the Loft 100 Studios who makes this show possible every single week we do it. And today was one of those days where we had a show before us and they had about 45 minutes to literally flip the studio, get the set put together, and then add all the graphics and things that we throw at them just willy-nilly, like, here, put this into the show. And they handle it like champs.
We should do a time
every
lapse.
single time. What's that?
We should do a time lapse like they do
Oh my God, we should.
at Crypto with the ice underneath and the basketball court they put on to do a whole time lapse.
Our executive producer, Jared Coleman, just said, can you show some tears? That's how much you love them. Yes, Jared, you
It's
guys
true.
are the
They're
best.
so
Sorry.
they're so calm in that control room too. Like I came in saying, "Oh, hey, Christy, I sent you a couple more graphics for my segment." Well,
Yeah.
she's like, "Okay."
Yeah, they take
just
everything
do
in
it.
stride. Best in the business as far as we're concerned, and we don't deserve you. All right, before we get to the bets of the show, the bots, we'll get to the gist of the show, which is the GOTS. Ms. Ratzliff, what do we got today?
Well, okay, last segment we were talking about the romance of baseball, right? And really, how can you not be romantic about sports in general, and in this case, college football?
Oh, yeah.
Saturday was 90-year-old Coach Lee Corso's final broadcast for College Game Day. With an emotional Kirk Herbstreit, who was his partner for over 30 years.
Yeah.
Lee was on the show for 38 years, the original analyst for College Game Day. It's the most watched College Game Day in their history, 3.5 million viewers. The final segment where Coach Corso, I want to cry, where he put on his headgear for Ohio State to win the game was peaked at 5.1 million viewers.
Oh my God.
It was a lot. Yeah, the numbers were just outstanding, and people were really tuned in to see his final broadcast. He's 90 years old, you guys. What I think is a couple of highlights. One, the Ohio State band, where the broadcast was being filmed this week, spelled out Corso on the field. That was so cool to see.
That's awesome.
And this is insane. He was 6 for 6 on his picks, including 4 upsets. His alma mater, Florida State, over Alabama being one of them.
Yeah.
I mean, the odds of that were 20-1.
Every team he coached or played for.
Yes, everyone won. Navy, Indiana, Northern Illinois, and Maryland all won. I mean, how can you not be romantic about all of those, everything that happened? When he put on that headgear, the crowd went crazy that he picked Ohio State over Texas. It just, the whole broadcast was done so well. It was emotional. You could tell the love that Kirk Herbstreit has for him. Kirk has on his Instagram account, prior to every game, the last several seasons, he's done like a 5-minute little interview, just he and Coach Corso and one of Kirk's dogs. And it is the most precious thing to watch. He handles him so gently and lovingly. So to see him go out and finish his career this way was very special.
You know what, I've never been the biggest fan of Lee Corso, but I get what he means to the college football family in general. And the headgear picks and stuff have been awesome. The best are when you can't get the head on right and he'll put it on backwards.
And he does his wave is like this.
Yeah, or it's sideways, and then he starts going like, okay, where am I looking? It's like, Lee, you can't see anything. Why you turn your head? Just you type. It's very endearing, and I love Kirk Herbstreit as an analyst.
I do too.
And Kirk it was a father-son relationship.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think, Kirk did a lot of things like he would hold his hand and take him up to the set and was looking after him.
For the last 10 years of that, I watch the show every Saturday.
Me too. It's my fave. Never.
And so you could see Herbstreit has held his hand to make sure that he didn't have a slip up the last 10 years.
Yeah.
What I wanted to hear a little bit more of was Lee Corso's college roommate was Burt Reynolds.
Yes.
And I wanted him to tell the story about how he could never get into his dorm room because there was always a sock on the doorknob, but he didn't tell that story. I just made that up, Allison.
No, there is a funny story about him that I do know about him. With a very good friend of mine was his quarterback at Indiana when Coach Corso was his coach.
Yeah.
And they also have a father-son relationship that is very special. And so I think that he has endeared himself to a lot of people throughout his career as a coach and a broadcaster. And I admire him for that. And I think he's just a lovely man. And I love that he got the send-off that he so deserved.
Are you? This is, and I'm not trying to be a contrarian, but why bring him back for the first game and then send him out, as opposed to why wasn't his swan song at the national championship game last year?
Because
type of thing.
I think it would have upstaged the national championship game.
Oh, okay.
And also he has some health issues that have come up since then.
Oh,
And
all
so
right.
I think there was thought process that he would do this season, and then when it became apparent that he really wasn't going to be able to do the travel anymore, that was why it carried over. And they wanted to give him a good send off, and I think that's.
I think David Pollock sitting next to the phone. Now that he's gone, they call me back.
I can put that head on, no problem.
His little tuxedo, he was so cute.
Before we get to the bet of the show, are you surprised Texas looked as bad as they did?
Oh, very surprised. Very surprised.
Arch Manning.
You know what I kept thinking about? About a week ago, I read this thing about how kids get their athletic ability from their mother, not the father. And I go, it all made sense on Saturday.
I agree.
Cooper Manning brought nothing to the gene pool as far as Arch is concerned. It's crazy because you look at all the money he's making off of NIL. Obviously, the family that he is part of, he's never going to have to worry about any sort of income or a job, for that matter, later on in his life. But man, very, very underimpressed by Arch Manning. And conversely, Julian Sands, the freshman redshirt quarterback for Ohio State, look like he's been playing in Columbus for years.
A college quarterback to keep your guys' eye on is the Cal quarterback. My Bears, my alma mater Bears, their quarterback, true freshman. He was originally made with Oregon.
Yeah.
He's from Hawaii. I can't pronounce his last name because I don't have it in front of me right now, but I watched that game. He was
those games on TV?
magnificent. Yes, it was on ESPN. He is magnificent.
It's amazing that we were talking about Texas and Ohio State, and she just interjects Cal and her school. Yeah, and her school.
They're already. He's 18 years old. There are already little whispers about Heisman from analysts all over the country that saw him play and were shocked.
Are you one of those analysts?
Apparently now she is.
Okay, I should have given Christy the graphic to put up showing what I'm talking about.
All right, let's get to our bots. That is the bet of the show. And we'd like to welcome a brand new sponsor to our bet of the show segment, OwnersBox Daily Fantasy Sports. Sign up today at OwnersBox.com. Secure and fast withdrawals, industry-leading rewards, and in-house user support, all at your fingertips. Just click on OwnersBox.com and start playing today. In fact, I had a problem. I was signing up, uploading my identification, and I was like, oh, okay, let's see how this in-house, boom. Guy emails me, he goes, hey, Mike, we see you're trying to upload your identification. Can you send it to us this way? Boom, boom, boom. All set with OwnersBox, OwnersBox.com. All right, Allison is leading the charge right now. She is still in first place. She picked up a point last week. Dave also picked up a point last week, and I am sitting here, Mr. Caboose. I did not win last week, choosing Shohei Ohtani to hit a home run.
Killing us.
So, yeah, she is smoking us. So, Allison, without further ado, what is your bet of the show this week?
I have Cowboys Dak Prescott for less than 255.5 total passing and rush yards against the Eagles.
On Thursday night? Okay. That's how many? 220 or 255?
255.5.
But that's pass and rush, right?
Pass and rush.
Okay. All
Dak
right.
is not going to run. I mean,
No. And I just picked up the Philadelphia Eagles in my fantasy football draft. Yes. They're going to make life hell for him. All right, Diablo, Dave Pele, who you going?
I'm going to go with Lamar Jackson. I'm going to go Lamar Jackson to have over 225.5 passing yards against the Buffalo Bills.
That's a good
opening.
That's a good bet.
Matchup, man. That is phenomenal. All right, I'm going to go with my Las Vegas Raiders starting quarterback, Geno Smith. I am going with pass attempts, and I am saying he is not going to have more than 33.5 pass attempts against the New England Patriots. They open up in Foxborough against the Patriots. Again, go to OwnersBox.com. So easy to sign up, and we'll see how we did on our first NFL picks of the year. All right, as we put a lid on this episode of Offside Sports, a massive thank you to everybody here at Loft 100 Studios for making this show possible. Thanks to Turtlebox Audio, Living Spaces, Municipal Clothing, Babemos Tequila, Chase the Sun at WeDrinkTequila.com, 84 Lumber for their support and partnership, and Turf & Sons for the surface of our brand new stage. Click on turfandsons.com today. Most of all, we thank you for hanging out with us. For Dave Pele and Allison Ratzlaff, I'm Mike Costa. We're going to see you next time.